Rio de Janeiro, Brazil is one of the most exciting cities in the world to visit. But you guys coming here are making a lot of mistakes.
They're just like a kid going to Disneyland.
I was told that being from the UK means that all the women are just gonna love me and be interested in me and everything's gonna be easy.
And they've got a thing or two to learn from the Brazilian guys.
They're confident, they know what they want and they go for it.
She's waiting for you to kiss her, so make a move.
I had in Pedro do Arpoador. I felt like a homeless person.
Here are the 10 common mistakes gringos do that annoy Brazilians the most. Welcome to Rio de Janeiro, the city where the caipirinhas never stop flowing. And I brought a fair share of you gringos here, which kind of means I have a responsibility. And I keep getting complaints about how you guys are behaving. So here are the main reasons why you ruin your date, piss people off, or get into problems here in Brazil. Enjoy! Just as always, we're starting at the beach. And first up, you say something perfectly ordinary and suddenly the girl you're dating gets furious. My friend Carolina is here to tell you why.
If you want the girls in Brazil to like you, what are the things you shouldn't do?
I think the first thing would not be saying, I want a Brazilian girl, like a label. For example, you want a Brazilian coffee, you want to go to a Brazilian beach, but I feel that some guys can be a little bit, they are with me because I'm Brazilian and nothing else. This sounds weird, but we can feel when we are there being the Brazilian type and not because I'm the woman that he likes. It's like, I need to go to Brazil and I need to find a Brazilian girl. This is too much like if you were an object and it's not fun. We can feel it.
The guys think that Brazilian is a brand with specific qualities that they want to have.
Exactly, and then you come with, can you please teach me samba? Or can you please dance? Of course you can dance, you are a Latina. Oh, come on, it's not like that.
But how many Latina friends do you have who can't dance?
I have a lot actually. Like we enjoy music, but it's not like we were born dancing samba all the time. For example, if I went to Sweden, I would ask you to teach me how to be a Viking.
I think most Swedes would like to try to teach you that. Skiing would be more natural since Vikings haven't existed for lots of hundreds of years.
Yes, and samba is popular, but it's not like from my generation anymore. We are into funk now, not myself, but
they're shaking their asses now.
yes.
All right, so right here you have an example of what not to say.
How many Latina friends do you have who can't dance?
You think you're being a little playful, but for Brazilians it's considered arrogance. My buddy Sam, the social coach, learned the difference the hard way.
When I first came to Rio, I was told that being from the UK means that all the women are just gonna love me and be interested in me and everything's gonna be easy. And that's not actually the case. A lot of guys mistake confidence for arrogance. Confidence is really important in Rio de Janeiro, in a culture where everyone's sociable. Arrogance is the sense that you are better or you believe that you are fundamentally better. And very often I see foreigners acting in a way that they wouldn't act in their own countries as if they're better because it masks their nervousness or gives them this sort of validation that they can be confident, but it just doesn't work.
Now listen, because this is where I keep screwing up over and over. You simply can't bring your twisted sense of humor to Brazil. Sarcasm does not work.
Is there anything guys should think about when they're trying to be funny with a Brazilian girl?
Yes, like your sense of humor can be not the same as ours, so make sure that you can make her smile, but if she starts to look like uncomfortable, you just stop, you don't force. Sometimes the guys, they get nervous and then they keep pushing on a subject that we are already okay. Sometimes can be some language barrier and then you are not getting, but if you come with sense of humor, with irony and sarcasm, try to explain yourself and not pushing the joke.
Don't try to use dark humor, sarcasm.
No, I wouldn't recommend because can go very on the wrong side. Try light things, try to talk about her smile, try to talk about, I don't know, like more soft stuffs.
Positive things.
Exactly. If you try to play also intellectual, okay, we have intellectual girls here as well, but you can be misunderstood.
Another big no-no, politics.
I like political jokes, but sometimes can come on totally different contexts and you can end up fighting actually.
That's never a good date.
No. I think for dates you can say for more soft stuffs, and if you get along with the girl after and you want to figure out about her opinions, then yes, but at the beginning, don't do that. Because sarcasm, even in your own language, sometimes people can't get. So in another language with another culture, your joke can be something that can offend people and not actually make them laugh.
What jokes are you allowed to make as a foreigner then?
Whoa, I think that things that can be like universal, like someone is falling and then you have no way to not laugh, okay, but you need to be very careful about sensitive subjects.
Here's another tricky one. In your head, Latinas are romantic and emotional, and you try to play the part, and that will scare the crap out of the girls.
I see a lot of foreigners coming here having their first Brazilian girls, and this can make you very excited, but you should hold a little bit of your excitement because you can send the wrong impression by accident.
So the guys get too much, they get too passionate, they fall in love too deep.
Yes, sometimes it's not even love, they're just like a kid going to Disneyland first time would be your first Brazilian girl.
Okay guys, so keep your cool, don't pressure the girls into your dreams, something like that.
Yes, you need to be aware that in Brazil, guys are a little bit more, I wouldn't say rude, but not that much gentlemen. So if you keep pushing on being too nice, inviting her to do a lot of things, you can show feelings that sometimes are not there, like you want a really serious relationship.
They get scared of your emotions, they get scared of your planning.
Yes, because can sound too much. If you go too intense on a short time, you can send the impression that you want to be her husband, and I don't think that is that. I think you're just too excited. I would hold my emotions a little bit more.
Just watch the local Rio guys. They are natural-born experts at what they do.
So what do Brazilian girls like in a guy?
I like their way to be. They're very confident. I like that when they ask you out, they already have a plan to go, where to go and what to do. They're not like, what would you like to do? And then both of you be like, I don't know. They always ask you to go somewhere. This time they come pick you up. They're confident. They know what they want and they go for it.
And I gotta tell you, it's always nervous meeting fans in Rio, cause I'm dead scared you're gonna regret coming.
Crammed into a taxi. I've never met these guys. They've never met me. But what are we doing here? Why are we in a taxi together?
We chose follow you, that's what we do.
I get the sense you're here partially because you've seen my videos.
Yes,
Is that right?
exactly.
Do you regret coming to Brazil?
No, amazing. And we will come again, definitely. Maybe we even rent an apartment here, yeah?
Wow.
It's
It's
amazing.
been that good.
Yeah.
So
No, it's
far, so
amazing.
good, yeah?
What's so good with Brazil?
Everything, like the people are super open, friendly, yeah, and so beautiful women, the nature is nice, and it's the vibe. It's a super cool vibe, yeah? I like it a lot.
What's the craziest thing you've been doing here in Brazil? Your craziest experience?
This we cannot say on YouTube, yeah? You have to make like this.
Yeah, maybe sometimes things are better left unsaid. Many also wonder how it's going for my side project from that other video. Sitting with my phone 2 hours a day posting basic videos on Instagram. Pretty good. Starting with a brand new account and without revealing it to you, I've made over $5,000 the last 5 weeks. That's 5 times as much as this channel. Here's the Instagram if you want to check out what the heck it's all about or try it for yourself. Now back to Carolina, who can help you with pretty much anything here in Rio. Guided tours, parties, planning, translation, and...
Part of your job is giving dating advice to gringos out there.
Yeah.
What's your best tips for gringos looking for love?
I would say for you to be brave enough to face a girl, because here, if you take too long to make an attitude, we can understand that you're not that interested and put you on the friend zone. Like, oh, I was with this girl yesterday on the beach, and I asked, okay, and how was it? Oh, we didn't kiss yet because I thought that would be not respectful. No, if you're out with the girl on the beach, she's waiting for you to kiss her. So make a move.
Ah, so you're supposed to kiss the girl already at the beach, first time you see
Yes,
her.
and with tongue, please guys, tongue. Always the tongue, not like the dog tongue, but you need. It's not like an invitation for sex, but we kiss with tongue in Brazil. It's very important.
Medium tongue.
Medium tongue, not like full tongue. You know, it's not like a medical procedure, but slowly, sexy way, not aggressive way, but with tongue always.
I know, it's a lot of information, but it's all just about relaxing, smiling and being yourself, apart from the jokes.
Don't take yourself too seriously, don't filter your speech too much, just let yourself talk and you'll find that you get confident much quicker, and just take action. But if you start to act a bit too arrogant and think that because you're from another country it makes you special or above them, most women are going to be turned off by that because they can see through it.
Attitude is actually what matters. Sometimes you can see the most good-looking guy, but he's super arrogant because he's too safe about the way he looks, and then the date is like just boring, you know? So it's more about your personality and how you can show this to people.
So, if you're not bringing the energy, the girls will think you're boring.
Yes. If you don't bring the energy, if you don't bring the attitude, if you don't put a lot of personality, maybe you can fit, can I say that on the channel, for sex, and that's all. But if you want to create like some type of connection, and I'm not saying about find a girlfriend, but if you want to have a cool girl with you, just be yourself and be nice.
And here we have
Yusuf.
Yusuf from Turkey. Do you regret coming here to Brazil?
No, very good. Nature almost perfect. We went to carnival times. I was like, it was amazing time, insane.
Oh yes, I know you've missed Sabrina. And you know what? She's actually kind of a tourist here in Rio too.
Tá bom, amor, vai.
Right, Sabina, you're already famous from before, but you're not actually from Rio.
No, I'm from Brasilia.
Do you regret coming to Rio?
Actually, no, because I love the city. It's so amazing. I don't know how to explain to you. I don't know. I love this energy, so no regret.
What's so special about Rio?
I can't explain. You just come and feel. I don't know. It's this energy. Look at this place. It's so beautiful. I don't know.
But the fact is, us gringos, we don't just annoy the girls around here. We also do a bunch of stuff not popular in general.
Alright, so what about tourists annoy Brazilian the most?
A lot of things. Maybe top one is when they are saying that everything is so cheap. This is offensive to local people. When you are comparing your coin all the time, like, oh, but this is too cheap, but this is too cheap. If you are with Brazilian friends, it's not that cheap for us. So it's not nice when you keep putting money on the table. Sometimes super cheap for you is the price of our salary or of our renting. So this is not fun. Another thing is when they are trying to buy you even more with girls. Yes, like first conversation, oh, I have a nice hotel with pool. Oh, I have a bathtub here, you should come over. Come on, you know. I don't think that this is the way that you approach people on the first time. You don't even know where the girl is from, what is her money condition, and oh, I have a pool, congratulations, I have a beach in front of my place.
I also want to point out, just like any other place, Brazil has become quite more expensive lately.
What should you not do in Brazil when you're here as a tourist?
You should maybe realize that you're not in your country anymore. I see this happening a lot when people come here and starts to compare Brazil with their hometown or their home country. So start to talk about service, start to compare people and how they act and why people here can't speak in English, and then this starts to be not nice with us.
And you're saying not be rude by accident. How are tourists rude by accident?
Sometimes I see people talking on a way that for Brazilians we can be a little bit sensitive about. If I went to your country, I wouldn't be complaining all the time about everything. So I think that when you are going to a totally different place on different economic situations and stuff, it's not nice to be comparing things all the time because it's also not fair. We have our own way to do things. Sometimes you need to get used to, otherwise you're gonna look like a very annoying person to everyone.
And we don't just hurt others. Sometimes foreigners are pretty good at hurting themselves too. Rule number 1, don't trust strangers blindly.
You might seem like you formed a really good connection really quickly with a girl that you've just met. Don't leave your drink unattended. She or someone else could slide something into it. Boa noite Cinderella is a drug that makes you lose your capacity to control yourself. Scopolamine is another one. Sleeping drugs or drugs that allow you to lose your autonomy can be a real risk. So make sure that you're looking out for yourself and you're not over-trusting too quickly.
So, Sabrina, what's the craziest thing you've done in Rio?
Oh my god. I think I didn't do anything that crazy, but I had sex with Pedro do Aquador. I'm so sorry.
You had sex behind us here on the cliffs of Ecuador.
Yes.
Where people usually go to watch the sunset.
I felt like a homeless person. But it was interesting. It was a nice view, but a lot of rats. I don't know the craziest. In here you do a lot, so you forget and do a lot and then forget.
Believe it or not, but we're not done with all the ways tourists annoy Brazilians. It seems we're pretty good at it.
Annoying things guys say to girls.
How can you know English? Nobody speaks English here, when actually you could have studied, and that's why you know. This sounds like people here has no education at all, so it's not nice to ask that. Also, when they ask, why do you live in Brazil? Since I was born here. Oh, but you could have a better life in America. Who say that I don't like my life here? So it's a bit rude to say that you could have a better life somewhere else if the person is not looking for another life. Sometimes people can be happy here too.
I so feel this one. There's so much screwed up with our world right now. We have a lot to learn from the Brazilians.
What kind of things pisses people off here? What things are you not allowed to complain about?
Our culture, even that we complain a lot about a lot of things, is kind of our thing. We can talk about us, but you can't. The same things that we also complain, but it's like we have the right and you don't.
So tourists should stick away from politics,
yes,
crime.
Because this, even for us, is very complicated. It's very, very hard to put our opinion about. So if you're not from here, please don't.
You're basically saying, as a tourist, you should just be happy and smile about everything.
Yes, you don't need to pay your taxes, so you can just come here, have fun, go with the flow, otherwise it's gonna be hard to make friends.
Phew, that was a lot to process. Remember, most Brazilians still love us foreigners, and it's up to us to give that love back. If you liked the video, please consider scanning these codes for a donation or to reach my Gringo shop, where you can grab my brand new Single Man's Guide to Rio or the Ultimate Travel Guide. We also just opened for next year's Rio Rampage. Thanks for watching and be safe.